Welcome back to V-Rule. Today is Friday, which is our Fight for First Friday, where we look at older sets. Well, we're going from oldest to new, so it'll depend on where we land, really. But looking at sets along the ways throughout history of the Pokemon TCG, and just kind of pulling out a sampling to get a little taste of what that set was like, and maybe we'll learn something along the way. But before we get into that, we have that giveaway for our target goal of 4,000 subscribers. That is the poster collection from 151. We know there's a reprint coming, but why not get something for free? All you got to do is like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Be a part of V-Rule permanently. And I post 7 days a week, so you get a video every single day when you are part of V-Rule. Additionally, please go over to this video here. That's the one where you need to leave a comment so you're actually entered to win the prize. That's where I'm going to be pulling the winners from. So enough of that. Let's get into today's video. Over here at Pokelector here, we are in the e-card series, the last of them actually. The Skyridge set is what we'll be kind of breaking down a little bit, and I'm actually kind of unimpressed with my format for Wednesday videos and Friday videos, so I'm looking to change them up. And today is going to be just a little bit of a difference in how I'm changing that up when it comes to the Fight for First Friday. The initial thought was taking the top 10 best-selling and working our way to the #1 best-selling and just reviewing it. I want to take it in a little bit different direction and hopefully speed this video up because it's kind of got me a little bit dull, so I can't even imagine how horrible it is to listen to me. Obviously, I'm kidding. Maybe you're here because you actually enjoy the content, you like the videos. We have 144 cards in the set and 6 secret rares, not to mention I guess you could call it subset. We revealed this in Aquapolis rather, but a set of hollows, only hollow version, where the non-hollow version exists already in the set. So there are 32 of those, most not pictured here, but interesting that is part of it, where the hollow version and non-hollow version was completely separated by that, so not even listed in our card list numbers here. May 12th, 2003, going back to 2003, that's 21 years ago, folks, and we are going to be looking into some of these. The artwork is really, really quite beautiful. The hollow patterns were nice. I really liked this kind of format, that little bit more widescreen format for the window we've talked about, and we're going to kind of blast through a few of these here. So what you're going to find in these is the prices are kind of all over the place, on the higher end for the most part, because of the age, because of the rarity, but even the graph is just really quite useless. So we're not even going to do it. We're not going to look into it. We're going to ignore those prices for the most part and just kind of enjoy what we're looking at here, in Celebi being in that top 10 group. The Houndoom, why wouldn't it be a popular Pokemon? And here we have H11, that's the hollow 11. The non-hollow version would be in the main set. Could you imagine having this one with that swirl right off the tail? That's perfect. Alakazam, again, a hollow version. Interesting drawing here. It looks very out of focus and kind of blurry, but maybe that's part of the feel that you're actually in this this move or something, being attacked towards you or something, because you can't even see straight. It's an interesting artwork for sure to be choosing that. Pikachu, who wouldn't love a Pikachu? But I'd have to say that this is an underwhelming Pikachu. Going back to Skyridge, this may be one of the original Chunky Chews when you think about it. It looks like a claymation version in the early days of trying to do so, or a CGI. I can't really tell which direction it was going there. Magneton, who ever saw a Magneton like this, where the eyeball part here, the meat of it is actually super thick and huge, and these tiny little magnets coming off the end. I feel like the proportions are off on this one, which just gave a different direction, a different feel on a lot of these cards. Umbreon, we talked about Eevee the other time, kind of looking from behind here, and then I guess he just evolved there into the Umbreon, walking away but looking back, giving us that little side eye. And I don't know if any of your pets do it, but I got a puppy who when she gets all rowdy and playful, she'll give me that side eye and get all excited, and that kind of just brings me into there. It's really just a quick snapshot and a sampling here of looking at these. Kabutops, underrated Pokemon in my opinion. I always thought he was kind of cool, the fact that he's got these big, huge, metal looking hands here that are going to be slashing through you, and looks quite dangerous for being like an old school fossil original there. So Ho-Oh, good look here. I kind of feel like it could have been done a lot better once upon a time. I think there's some interesting balance between the fact that it taking up half the frame and then all this negative space, so that kind of helps bring you in a little bit more to to feeling like it's interesting. This is one of the secret rares. As you've seen, many of them actually end up being secret rares, and we'll get into what the big secret was, because it was the first time to introduce this Gyarados. Look at that ominous look there, really crazy. I mean, Gyarados was kind of made to be kind of a little bit scary and overwhelming if you encountered him, and this one just looks like really dragon, very intimidating for sure. Wouldn't want to be walking in front of that one. We're going to get to that quick difference there in what the secret rares really were holding as a secret, but an interesting one here from Golem, and moving on to one that didn't make the top 10 but has the same concept, and that is Charizard. All right, so Charizard here, couldn't even find it listed on TCG Player. Of course, I didn't look that hard, but Charizard here to show us we have a highly sought after Pokemon, very big time fan favorite, in the secret rare spot. Now, all of the secret rares from Skyridge had one thing in common. They were all considered crystal types. Okay? All of them were considered crystal type Pokemon. And if we scroll down, we can see that line here where it's the colorless energy. They are all crystal type Pokemon. This is now referred to as the Crystal Charizard. Just to simplify what people would be talking about, you can see the others here. So this would be the Crystal Celebi, the Crystal Crobat, and the Crystal Golem, and so on. So the crystal types were the secret rares of this set. Look at these prices, incredible prices here. $4,500 on TCG Player, if it did exist. These other prices may be severely damaged, I don't know, but I would assume in something near mint it's going to be close to that $5,000 price point, because when you look at what this thing comes up in different conditions here, it shows ungraded at just shy of 900. Maybe not. I have no clue if that would ever be true. Again, it's usually priced based on what people would be willing to pay, and for those who are willing to let it go. But it looks like in the past here we've had some pretty wide range there, $1,500, and coming downward into the 6, 7, back to the 800, back to 15, coming up to 15 here, all over the place in that price. So to say it's currently 900. Maybe not. Looking at some of these recent sales, well, more recent sales rather, they're not super recent, but a PSA 9 going for $7,500. A PSA 9 here a while back, $9,250. I mean, we're pretty crazy here. If you want to go for a 10, price charting is putting this thing at $15,000, a little bit over actually, $15,000 in a 10. Because it has everything going for it. First time we've ever seen crystal type. First time we're taking Charizard out of his element of being a fire type and having that colorless energy to bring him in there. And the fact that it's from an older set, the E-Series cards were not, or E-card series rather, print runs were not very large print runs in comparison today. I mean, none of them were. So it's just there was a big falling off in those early 2000s, 2002, 3, 4, 5, and onward a little bit into the Pokemon community. And then it started to ramp up when they had these sets that brought people back in or could be shared with new generations along the way. They've always had a consistent, baseline of occupants in the space, mainly kids who are enjoying the tournament play and collecting cards and trading and all of that stuff. But there's been such a boom, and those booms have been coming in waves. 2016 was huge with evolutions. 2020, because of the pandemic, where a lot of people turned into their Pokemon, and getting into the Celebrations release coming out 2021, all sorts of things that were going on that have been really coming in these waves. 151's another one. I mean, the reprint of 151 is going to be a new introduction to people, or people who recently got in who were feeling they missed out. They're going to have their opportunity. But this one had a lot going for it as far as its rarity, the fact that it's a secret rare, the fact that it's a new type, this crystal type, the fact that it's Charizard, all of that going in there. To find it in such mint and it being vintage, vintage doesn't always have value, but sometimes when it hits every mark perfectly, you're looking at a $15,000 plus PSA 10 card here, and that's just the recent sales here. If we go back not too long ago here, we're almost to $19,000 way back in early 21. Way back, it's not that long ago, but it feels like it at the rate everything moves in this community. So interesting set to say the least. I mean, Skyridge is interesting, the crystal type Pokemon interesting, but I think that's a more enjoyable way to kind of review these sets. I don't have a big attachment. I've been aware of certain ones like this, where it shows up, it's awesome, it's totally unobtainable to somebody like me, and that's okay. But I want to share that with you and kind of work our way through the sets. Maybe we could do a little faster on these Friday videos. Same with my Wednesday works of art. I've got a new format coming up for next week on how I can expedite the video and maybe just dive in a little deeper on the things that matter of it. So we'll see how that plays out. And maybe you like it. If you do like it, please drop a like there and let me know in the comments if this format's better for you than it was previous weeks, or if you'd like to see it a little bit differently, because I really want to refine the Wednesday and Friday videos for you. In the meantime, while you're down there liking, commenting, go ahead and subscribe and be a part of the channel. Enter for your chance to win that poster collection from 151 going out to one lucky winner. All we got to do is hit 4,000 subscribers, and I think we're actually pretty close to that 3,000 mark, either close or just past it. I don't know where we're at, but really close on that. So we are making our way fairly quickly, and I'm excited to be doing so with your help, of course. So like, comment, subscribe, and be sure to hit that bell, because I post 7 days a week. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.